Everybody here. Okay. The meeting's being live streamed. Awesome. Yeah. Sorry, I had trouble coming on, guys. For some reason my computer was not being happy with me, and everything. How's everybody doing? How come I got so many guys with the screen off, with the video off? You guys want to learn to make a lot of money? Turn on your video. Be brave. There you go, Alex. All right. Here's my man. There we go. I'm sorry. I kind of came in the middle there, and that was a long role play. What was can you give it to me in one sentence, what you'd like me to jump in with, or where was it going?
Alan, you want to just jump in there and role play with the Godfather? Let's do it again with the Godfather.
Why not? Why
yeah,
not?
But remember,
you did it with the Godson. Now you're going to do it with the Godfather.
So what's the premise of this role play? Just give me a little.
Seller's asking, do you already have a tenant buyer for the house? And also, in the event that they get an offer to buy the house straight out, what happens to, this lease option agreement?
Okay, I'm really lost. What are we doing in this? You have a house you have a contract on a house with a lease purchase, correct?
No, we're trying to get one. Oh,
you're trying to get one. Okay.
Right. But the objection was, do you already have a tenant buyer lined up?
Okay, now I got you. Some of these role plays sometimes take a while to ferment in this New York City brain here. Sir, suppose I said yes. I have a great tenant buyer, option money, good rent, checked him out. Suppose I said, let's pretend for a moment I said I have that perfect person. What would happen next?
I would say that would be great, but I do have another question if you don't mind me asking.
Well, when you say great though, and I'll be glad to answer your other question here, but I'd like to you're the owner of this property. You're the person in authority to make this decision today.
Absolutely.
And you want to do a lease purchase. You're comfortable doing a rent to own, a lease purchase on your house if you have a good tenant, right? That's common sense. Are we on the same page here?
We're almost at the same page. Our ultimate goal is to get the house sold outright. But we're willing to entertain.
I give it to a
realtor.
realtor.
We've thought about that. You're right. We thought
Go
about
ahead.
that.
Hey, Jerry Smith is one of the best realtors in town. Jerry, say hello. You got to unmute yourself, guys. How many years? You guys have been on this damn Zoom since the pandemic started. Will you learn about the mute button? Jerry's a great. You want me to introduce you to Jerry Smith? He's a great realtor. Why don't you let him sell your house?
Hey, I appreciate the recommendation. Yeah, sure. Love to hear from him.
So give it to a realtor and sell it. You're not in any rush. There's no urgency here, right? The house is occupied. It's making money, right?
Oh no, it's vacant. We just want to get rid of it. That's why. But we like that lease option that you were proposing.
I can give you. Suppose we had a tenant right now, option money, paid a fair rent on the marketplace, and you don't have to wait 60, 90, 120 days, 6 months, a year to sell the house. You can immediately have cash flow. Is that something we can do today?
Yeah, I think so.
You think or sir?
Only if they're gonna pull the trigger in the purchase at the end of the term.
I don't know. I'm not Nostradamus or anything like that. That's why it's called a rent-own, sir. They have the choice to buy it or not. The people I do business with put up significant option money and everything like that. So should I give you to my favorite realtor, Jerry Smith? I can recommend him highly and let him list the property for sale. Jerry, you and I are going to work out a separate deal, by the way, if I can do this listing, right?
Yes.
Jerry? Okay. Jerry, why are we in business?
Make money.
Amen, brother. When we spoke, and we make it today. So I can either do a deal with you, sir, or I can refer you to the best realtor I know.
Unknown caller.
To the best realtor I know. Get rid of that.
That's the realtor calling.
No, actually, it's a deal I'm working on right now. I'll talk about that later. You can you can do a lot of deals talking to people like a bus driver. I'll talk about that. So off the role play here, what am I doing? See these calls, you ever get on these calls, guys, and they just go on and on and on forever. And who's in control? And who's in control? Alan's doing a great job, by the way. He's trying to bust my lower reproductive unit. Thank you, Ed. Okay, he's trying to bust him. What am I getting sucked into that vortex? No.
Hey, that was great. Off the role play, that was great. I
Yeah.
appreciate the suggestion to transitioning it to another option like a realtor. So I'll definitely use that moving forward. Thank you.
Well, yeah. Well, you either get a real estate license. Here's the thing about it. You're out there calling people. You can either do the deal yourself as an investor, which is what we all love to do. You can do the deal as a consultant and sell your time, knowledge, and energy. Hey, Alan, why don't you do it as a rent-own? You don't need me. Would you like to learn how to do this? And I'll give you the paperwork, and you can do the whole thing yourself, keep all the option money, keep the positive cash flow, and save yourself 6%. Or I'm a realtor, I can do the deal with you, or I can do the deal with you as a private investor, or I can refer you to my favorite realtor, Jerry Smith. And Jerry's going to pay me a referral fee or a consulting fee also. Why are we in business, gentlemen?
Make money today.
How come there's no nice lady? Oh, there is a lady here. Sharonda. There you are. Turn on your video. Okay. So when you get in those long, boring, forever conversations, why do you guys think I have these things on my desk?
To fire them.
To make me aware of time, these endless droning conversations. Is anyone else here impatient? I think impatience is a virtue. What do you guys think? Get to the point with a person. I didn't say, by the way, even if I didn't have a tenant buyer, what was the words I used in the role play? Did anybody hear me carefully with the words I used?
Suppose I did.
Suppose I did. Okay. You learn this shit in law school. Okay. Don't use specific words. Use hypothetical. Let's pretend for a moment. Imagine I had a great tenant buyer. Okay. What does that tell me? Even if I don't have the tenant buyer, but I use that kind of language with Alan in the negotiation, right away, can I get to a commitment from him? Can I find out, hey, we can do this deal? And then I fix it later. Or then he says, well, maybe, but I have another question. And it goes on and on and on. And then he says, well, we just really want to sell. Well, and then I say the outrageous thing. That's a guts move. Why don't you just give it to a realtor?
Love that.
Yeah. What does that force the prospect to do when you are so direct with them? I like what
defend their obfuscation.
Yeah. A $10 word. Obfuscation. There we go.
They have to defend it.
Yeah, they have to defend it, or you're getting into their mind. Most conversations are like, well, I better raise the drawbridge. This is a salesperson. He's the 10th guy to call me. I don't want to share anything to let him get an edge on me or anything like that. We got to get information, hard information. Otherwise, it's just 35 minutes here, 20 minutes here, 50 minutes here. It's these guys, I'll think about it, send me the information, and then what happens next? They go away. Absolutely. Anthony, you have a question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I do. So I have a person who I have a deal where the person's also, has an agent. And now I have somebody who's interested in the house that looks like they would qualify for a loan and have the income right now. So I just wanted to kind of role play going into asking for, look, you want to compensate me for at least getting you the person, even though it's not really written up that way, because they could, they have an agent, I was supposed to bring them rent to buy.
What's your, we're talking about the seller, the owner of the house.
Yeah, I have to talk to the seller. Yeah.
What's your relationship?
It's really good. I just actually told her how to get a garage door and repair it. So okay. I think, yeah.
Go ahead, sell me. I'm the owner of the house. We know each other. We like each other. It's a good working relationship. What's the question you should ask me if you've got a good qualified buyer? I already have an agent. What's the question you should ask me?
I'll say, hey, Claude, look, I have somebody who wants to buy the house. They do not want to do the rent to own. And I understand you have,
Aren't you a realtor, Anthony?
I'm not a realtor. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I told you
why
that
don't you
before.
why don't you just call my realtor and give it to him or her?
Well, your realtor didn't produce here, so I have someone for you that could buy your house. It's just not rent to own. So,
Don't knock the realtor. Don't attack.
okay,
Don't
okay.
attack the realtor. Why? What happens when you attack?
Yeah, I guess that's not they'll think that you're not on their side or trying to pull one on them or something.
You're mean spirited. You're
Mhm.
not, you got to stay away from that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
Okay. Because that realtor might be his brother and his brother
Yeah,
or
right,
sister or
right.
somebody like that. Okay.
Okay.
So don't set yourself up for that. Let's go back into it. Claude, I've got a great what's the EQ, the emotion you want to hit in me to get me to really pay attention and listen to you so we can do a deal now.
Okay. So Claude, I have someone who's really qualified. They're ready to pay. I know that you wanted to get rid of the house. Also, with the storm that you just had, you may have to fix something up. So you want to kind of get rid of it. I have someone that's ready to go right now. So I
Really?
understand.
That's fantastic. Oh, wow. What a buddy you are. What a pal.
Yeah. So I understand.
Thank you so much. You can have them call me and I'll give them and as long as you say they're qualified and everything, I'll give them to the realtor and
Well, Claude.
great. We really want to sell this house.
Yeah, I understand. I understand, Claude. But I've been working hard on this, and we've been in contact for the last month. So I was wondering, I think it would be a good idea if you could at least give me something for it. I understand. Yep. I don't know I don't know how to do that.
You sound like the Chihuahua at the dinner steak night.
Yeah. Well, you got to. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to do that. So.
Okay. What the first thing is, you had a good conversation, and I like you, and I said thank you and everything like that. Now you use reciprocity. Claude, could you do me a small favor? I've been working really hard and I found this great. Is there any way we could work together on this? A reasonable, a small finder's fee once the deal goes through. Could you help me out a little on this deal?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think so. I mean,
let me hear that. Go ahead. Role play it. Win me over with, I don't know about you, but my mom raised me with guilt. Anybody here have a mom that raised you with guilt? Oh, you do that to me, your mother. That really hurts me. My mother could manipulate me so well. Okay.
Okay. So Claude, I found someone for you. They don't want to do the lease to buy. They want to buy right now.
Oh, that's good news. Oh, that's exactly. Oh, thank you, Anthony. That's exactly. My wife and I want to move to East Bumble, Florida, as soon as possible. I really don't want to do that rent-to-own stuff and all that other stuff.
Yeah, I understood that, and that's why I kept my eyes open for them.
And they're qualified too.
Yeah, they're qualified. Their income's great. Their credit score is great. I've been
I'm
on the
so
lookout
happy.
for you. Yeah,
you're a buddy. Thank you so much. Can I give you the name of my realtor, or should they call me? What do you think I should do? Help me out.
So what I wanted to talk to you about that. So, because I've been working.
Good question, Claude.
Oh yeah, okay.
Stroke and nurture. Nurture.
That's a good question, Claude. Absolutely. I did want to talk to you about that. I've been working hard on this. And is there any way that we could work something out on my end so I can get compensated for, finding you someone and marketing this and spending all this time on this? Is there anything you can you do me that favor?
I mean, what are we talking about here? A finder's fee or something like that? Can you work at it? You don't, do you have a real estate license or?
No, I don't have a real estate license.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was, to me for all this time. So what would you think is fair?
How much is the property worth?
It's worth $725.
$725. Shame you're not off the role play. What's the realtor going to make on this deal?
I know, it's ridiculous. Don't even go there.
If you give the listing realtor this and they sell it also, they make the full commission, don't they?
Yeah. And the thing is, when I set up with her, she never told me she was going to put on the market, and then one day she put it on there. So otherwise, I would have probably referred it myself to someone. So
okay. So if you go to the seller who you have a good relationship with, and you say, when's your contract? Ask me when my contract expires.
Yeah. So Claude, when does your contract expire?
I think middle of this month. Nothing's happened. Nobody, no sellers have been brought to me.
Yeah, but off role play, Claude. Actually, she just got it started in June.
Oh,
So
okay. Okay.
yeah. So
Okay.
it's gonna be 6 months probably from then.
Okay. Somebody do the math here. 700,000 times 5 or 6%, 35 to $42,000.
Yeah. Hmm.
That's a hell of a-
43,500.
Thank you, Ed. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So do you think you could hit my greed button and maybe say, hey, Claude, I got you a buyer here. I don't know if you want to do it through your realtor or you want to just do it on your own since I found it for you. And maybe you and I work out something here?
Right.
I could save you a lot of money. Or would you like to do it with your realtor and just pay me a little finder's fee?
Okay.
How can we do, boom.
And what would you ask for? I mean, my deal was 19,000, but what would you ask for?
Let's negotiate it. Let's go back in the role play again.
Okay.
Negotiate a referral fee.
Okay. So Claude, you understand that, the option fee to me was 19,000 net. So what would you think is a fair referral fee since I got you there anyway?
I don't know. Do you want a gift card to Chuck E. Cheese Pizza Palace or what do you really want?
Claude,
I don't want something for nothing, but I got to pay the realtor. I got the realtor taking care of it. It's a friend of mine from work, and
but
I got to pay her. If she's going to knock it down to maybe 5%, 4.5% commission.
Yeah, well, Claude,
hold it. I was still talking.
Go ahead.
If she, this is going to cost me $30,000 if when my realtor does it. What do you think's fair?
Yeah, I mean, I understand all of that money. That's really that's kind of tough. Well, what's fair is perhaps you can talk to them and if you want to work out something with them, and then for me, maybe I get half of what I originally asked for. Should it be about $10,000? I mean, I found you the house,
I'll have to think about 10,000 to you and then 30,000 to the realtor. Wow.
Well, I mean, the person is ready to go for you. What are you going to do about the house? It's been sitting there,
That makes a lot of sense. Is that the best you could do? Could you, I like you and I think you do deserve something. Could you do it? Could you do it for 5,000 instead of 10? I could live with that.
You know what, Claude? Can we do 7,500? Would that work for you?
I think I could live with that.
Okay, good.
Yeah, you got a deal, no problem.
Okay,
So send me the information. I'll get it to the realtor, and everything's good. Hey, listen, I gotta go. My wife's taking hula lessons. And,
okay, Claude. Thank you so much, Claude. I appreciate that. I'll get back to you with that information with the contract.
Okay, contract? What contract?
Oh, I'll get back to you with the information.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
What integral part did he leave out of this? What was
the timing?
Well, timing's good today, but we just made a verbal contract. What happens to verbal contracts sometimes when money's involved? Come on, somebody.
Alzheimer's.
Let's pretend. Let's go back in the role play, Anthony.
Okay.
I just did the deal. I just sold the house for $720,000. I've totally forgot you. Call me up. Hello. This is happy Claude, the home seller with $700,000.
Hey, Claude, how are you? So how did this
I'm great, man. I sold the house and everything's great. Hey, I'm real busy, but I can't talk with you long, Anthony.
Yeah, so I was asking about the 7,500 we agreed on for me finding you the buyer.
Oh, yeah. Well, we just got paid and everything, and the check's going through the system and all that. And give me about 30 days or so, and give me a call back, okay? And we'll get back to that, okay?
I mean, Claude, I was hoping you could do a lot quicker than that. Is there any way you can do it this week?
No, not really. Hey, listen, I've got to go. I got to walk the 5 true hours. Give me a call in a month or so. Okay. See you later, buddy.
Claude. Okay.
Off the role play. Time out.
Yeah.
Does that stuff? Do people, when it comes to money, this is human nature. Okay. Real world. Can this happen?
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Can this really happen? What can Anthony do to protect himself in this deal? If we could go back in time, what would he do differently? Ed, you're dying to jump in here.
Have him get paid from the title company.
Possibly. Do you think he needs something in writing though?
You have to get an agreement signed.
Yeah, thank
Definitely.
you, Alex. Thank you. And that, right? And that agreement would say consulting fee, referral fee, something. And then, yes, you could submit it to escrow or something like that. Absolutely. But if he has nothing in writing, can Anthony do is there anything Anthony can do after the deal is done?
Nope.
No. So what's the lesson learned in that negotiate, that way too long role play here?
Always have it in writing.
Amen. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Yeah. So Anthony, you're on the right track. Either and get a real estate license, not hard to do, so that when you get a deal, you can either do the deal yourself, consult on the deal, or list the property. There's nothing, if we're doing all this marketing and talking to all these people, are there a lot of people that want to do it conventionally and use a realtor?
Yeah.
And if you don't want to get a real estate license, is there a realtor that you can work with and work out an arrangement?
That I have, yeah.
There you go. That's how you do it. I mean, $700,000. There should be some money in there. And who has the power? You had a power position there. You had a buyer, a qualified buyer. Did you utilize your power in the best way possible when you were negotiating with me?
No.
Claude, I got a great buyer here. This person needs a house. They've driven past your house. They're fully qualified. I know these people. I checked them out and everything. If I help you put this together today, rather than the other properties that I'm working on, what kind of financial arrangement can you and I make?
The one question I wanted to ask was it okay for me to kind of offer the half initially? I was trying to get her to say what would be fair, what she thought would be fair.
See, you're in it depends on the level of motivation of the seller. Are they desperate? Are they an 8, 9, 10, or a 3 or a 4? First of all, what's their level of motivation?
They're high, very high. Yeah, 8,
very high. Second thing is you have to be legally, sorry, I got to put on the law hat here. You're not allowed to represent parties in a real estate transaction without either having a real estate license or being a principal in the transaction. Little law 101 here, okay? You can act as a consultant. This is a little gray area I developed, okay? As long as you're selling time, knowledge, and information to people, there's no law regulating that in a real estate transaction. You're just not allowed to represent them in a proprietary sense. Oh, I'll find you a buyer. Well, you can't do that. So there's different ways around it depending on the level of urgency in the deal. 1% of this deal, 700,000. That's 7,000. I thought 7,500 was fair. What do you guys think? How much time did you put in the deal? That's the way I always analyze it. What's my position? What's my power position? And how much time did I really put into this deal?
Claude, could he have tried to negotiate with the realtor to get paid?
He could, but there's a lot of, depending on the state, do we have a realtor in the room? Anybody? Do I have a realtor? No. There's a lot of laws about real estate agents taking money outside of a transaction on this, so it depends on the state. Once again, it goes back to good business relationships. Do you have a good business relationship with this realtor? Okay, can you get something in writing as a consulting fee or a referral fee? And is it legal in that particular state? A lot of states do not allow a real estate agent to do any financials outside of the deal doing it. So you got to be careful on. I'm sorry to be so legalistic today, but I don't like people to get in trouble or nasty letters from the Department of Real Estate.
Could he have placed a lien on the property and got paid that way?
Without a document? Without a contract? Yeah. You can only put a lien or a lease pendants or something like that if you have an actual sales agreement. And there was
Okay.
some kind of breach of that agreement. Okay, we had somebody in our group, oh, I forgot his name. This is horrible. In one of my mentoring students had a contract for a property. He stood to make well over, one of you guys who help me out, because we had it a couple weeks ago. He stood to make about $140,000 on the deal, signed contract, everything. And all of a sudden, it was a probate, and the siblings, a brother and sister, who were the legal owners of the property now, they all of a sudden they started delaying and said they want out of the contract. And my guy already had a buyer for it and everything, and he was ready to close conventionally. I advised him to get an attorney and send a letter, and if they don't respond, put a lien on the property, because he had a legitimate sales agreement. He had the power then. So using a good contract with all the signatures, you got to get all the signatures, by the way. Most states are what we call community property states. So if it's a marriage and just the husband signs the contract, is that enforceable? Got to have all the parties who are on the deed, who are involved in the property. Even if I'll take it back. Even if the wife is not on the deed, she still has ownership and rights in that, if it's a community property state. Oh boy, it's like Perry Mason land here today, huh? Yeah. So get it. When in doubt, get it always in writing, Jerry. Get it witnessed, get it notarized. Use DocuSign. I use HelloSign because it synchronizes with is it Dropbox or no, Evernote? I think, or one of the others in there. Get it in writing, and get it quick. By the way, let's do that role play, Jerry. Let's do a role play. You and I have done it. You and I are we just decided on the deal. We just decided on the price. Okay, we're having a bro fest here. Everybody's happy, and I have to leave. I have the house. You got the deal. We negotiated everything. Hey, Jerry, listen. I'll send me the paperwork. Great doing business with you. And I'll get it back to you as soon as I can. Okay, buddy.
How soon? When you say as soon as you can, how soon?
I got to pick up my wife. I got to walk the dogs. I got to fix the screen door. What's today? Wednesday. Thursday, Friday at the latest, maybe Saturday. Okay.
How about if I just send it to you Thursday morning and you sign it and get it right back to me?
Okay. Time out. This is where you use reciprocity again. Claude, remember, we're happy with each other. You know that little honeymoon period we're all on? When we both, okay, you take advantage. Claude, could you do me? It's great to do business with you. Give me a little stroke, little nurture and everything. And then say, Claude, could you do me a small favor? I'm going to work like heck on the contract and the paperwork today, Wednesday. Could you get it back to me before 4:30 so I could facilitate this wonderful transaction we're doing? Could you do me that small favor? What happens when I'm telling you, well, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, maybe. What could happen?
You're sort of blowing me off.
I could be blowing you off. It could be subconsciously I'm protecting myself because maybe I have another deal going. So can you use that moment, that happy moment, and use a little reciprocity? Claude, could you do me this small favor? It would really make my life easier and it would get this deal done. You want to do this deal, right? We're all cool with everything. Use that. Let's go back in the role play. Close me, get me the contract, and get it back today. Okay. Is this? Are some of you folks out there listening? Are you? How do you feel about being this assertive in a negotiation? Is it too pushy? Because this is what I do. I go for it. I think you've got a moment here. Should we let them push it off a couple days, or should we go for it today while we have the moment?
We go for it while we have a moment.
Go for it.
Hey, Claude, I've been working really hard on this contract and we're so close. Could you do me a small favor?
Oh, Jerry, you everything, man. You've been so great. You're the only guy who returned phone calls and you negotiated like a gentleman. I'm really glad we're doing business. Thank you.
And if I could send this over to you, if you could do me a small favor and I send it over to you, say Wednesday morning, is it possible you could get back to me by, say, 4 o'clock in the afternoon?
how are you sending it? Email or something? What do you mean? I'm not like technically savvy. What do you mean?
I'm gonna send it through DocuSign, which would be an electronic signature.
Oh, is that hard to use? Is that easy to use?
It's very easy to use,
Oh,
self-explanatory.
what's the rush? I mean, does it really matter? I mean, if I get it to you tomorrow, can I get it to you tomorrow morning or later on in the day or so?
So you got me in a corner there.
Is there a reason you can't do it today?
Stroke and nurture me a little. Remember, we're on a honeymoon here. Take advantage of this.
Is there any reason you can't do it today?
I'm just busy. You know, I got the Chihuahuas. I got my wife's getting her a pedicure. You know what it's a crazy business, a crazy world here.
So Claude, when would be a good time for you?
For what? I'm sorry to.
When would be a good time for me to send you the contract?
Oh, why don't you send it today? It's Wednesday.
Okay.
It's Wednesday at 11:39 here in Colorado. Why don't you just send it to me today?
And when will you get it back to me?
In a couple days, couple days, I guess. How's about Thursday or Friday?
Claude, is there any way you could do me a small favor and get this signed and get it back to me, say tomorrow afternoon around 4 o'clock? I
Okay.
really appreciate this.
Okay, time out. That was really good. I'll give you a B+ on that. Let's make it an A+ though. Okay, what could he add into that? A little nurturing. You guys know what I mean by nurturing?
Mm-hmm.
Give me a cookie. Give me a little sugar. Claude, it's so nice to do business with you. I met your family. You really took care of. Give me some sugar on it and then ask for the favor. Why is that psychologically so much better?
Because you're building like a rapport with the guy. He's relaxing. He's going to trust you.
When you're negotiating with someone, we want those 3 to 6 needs and greeds. So we either want to stroke and nurture. What a pleasure doing business with you, Jerry. You're such a gentleman. Really enjoyed it and everything like that. And I remember you said you need the money because you're buying another house. You got your daughter's wedding. The kids are going to college. The sooner if you could do me this small favor, could you get it back? I'm going to cancel all my appointments. I'm going to work on this contract right now. I'm going to get it to you in the next hour and a half. Could you do me this small favor and get it back to me today before 4 o'clock so I can facilitate this deal and help you and your family out too? Could you do me this small favor, Jerry? I know you're busy, man.
Sure, I'll get it back to you, Claude.
Okay. What was the difference between the way Jerry did it and the way I did it? We have an expression in New York City. It's called schmoozing. Okay.
Right.
You gotta put a little honey on it.
Okay.
Isn't it harder to say no to me when I use all those different little psychological triggers?
Yes.
Okay. It's a different. How many of us have had deals? It was a great phone call, and then they delayed. They went on witness protection. They came back and renegotiated. They found a better deal. Whose fault is that? When that stuff happens, whose fault is it?
It would be my fault.
Yeah. You've got that magic moment. Okay. You got these little moments in business, socially, and this is when you got to be a little pushy, a little assertive. Is that hard for some of you? I know it was hard for me. I'm a cream puff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how you get a deal and you lock it in and you get a contract. So if they change their mind or want to renegotiate it, you've got something in writing. You've got a little power now. Get that contract back as fast as possible. Did we belabor this topic? Because this is a really good topic, I thought. Thank you for bringing it up, Jerry.
Thank you.
Yeah, really good topic. Nice. Good. Who else? Let's go. You guys want to hear a story or you got another role play you'd like to do?
I got one, Claude.
Go for it.
All right. I'm gonna be the house seller calling you back.
The house
Claude,
seller. Okay, and just give me a little background. What
Um,
what role am I playing? What's the situation?
You're the wholesaler investor, and we're going to talk about your referral fee. We're
Oh, okay.
yeah. So, well, this is Joe Blow, the home owner, home seller. Listen,
Hi, Joe. How's it going, man?
it's good. This thing is we're almost out of here. I got to, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. I got some bad news, buddy. I went ahead, as you know, you're a good guy and you deserve,
Oh,
you
thank
got us
you.
a buyer and you
Thank
deserve
you.
to make some money here. The problem is my realtor's broker said not a chance. He's not kosher. They're not going to disperse or include you in the deal. It's too risky for them because they don't know you and you're not licensed.
Okay.
I'm really sorry.
Oh, okay. Before I call is there any way you and I can work something out as gentlemen? I think, how much was I asking? Because I found you this seller with a $750,000.
1%, which is really fair, but they're saying it's too risky legally for them. It's
Oh, okay. What can you and I work out then today? That's fair.
it is fair. That's really absolutely, and you did the work. I don't know. I don't want to get in trouble legally.
I
They're
don't think
they're
it's
the
legally.
experts.
Why don't we
I
just
have to
call
do-
it? Why don't we just call it a consulting fee? You and I have been on the phone, what, 3, 4, 5 times. I referred you somebody, who you referred to your realtor.
Sure.
Off the role play, do we have a written contract or any agreement or anything?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, good. And I understand the point of your realtor, no harm, no foul. But do you think it's fair after the work I did, and I gave you that, almost $750,000 buyer, qualified buyer, which I referred to you. What do you think is the fair thing to do?
You absolutely deserve to get paid. My hands are tied here. They're the realtor.
Why are they tied? Why are they tied? I don't understand.
They're the experts. If I go outside of their wishes,
Okay.
that starts to futz with the deal.
Can't you just write me a check and we'll call it a consulting fee and I'll redraft the contracts. We'll call it specifically a consulting fee in terms of marketing and things like that. And then you'll pay me after escrow closes. You'll pay me a separate fee. Is that fair?
That makes sense when this thing, yeah. So would you be willing to take that? Once everything closes.
Once everything closes within 48 hours, you will wire the money to my bank account. I will redraft a new agreement. I will give you my routing number from my bank. And within 48 hours that you get paid, you will send that money to me as a consulting fee. And
sounds good.
And that avoids you and I getting into any legal entanglements.
Sounds good.
Did you guys just hear that last line, by the way? What is that called, by the way? What is that called?
I would say like scarcity, maybe.
I call it a veiled threat. Okay. So did we did it nicely. We worked it out. Once again, a signed agreement. Do I have legal recourse as a consultant to get paid after the fact?
Yes, you do.
And Ben came across what kind of did Ben come across as an equitable guy, a decent guy? I think he did. What do you tell when someone's lying?
They keep changing the story.
They keep changing the story.
They don't have an answer.
They change their story a lot. There's a lot of pregnant pauses in there. They know they want to get out of paying you. And it's a credibility issue. But Ben came across as a pretty decent guy. How many people here are optimists? I'm an optimist. I'm a glasses half full guy or an overfilling guy. I think most people are decent. They don't want problems. If you help them solve a situation, they'll do the right thing. In most cases. Am I being naive as hell here? Sharonda, join us. We need a lady joining us here today. What do you think about all this? Hit your little button.
I think that you're right. There's a way that you can get a consulting fee and not being rude or disrespectful to the real estate agent. That was a good move.
Yeah. And if you're doing a lot, I mean, if we're doing all the marketing, okay, how many people here are spending a lot of time and money doing marketing and talking to people, prospects, right? How many of you out there, you're working hard. If you're talking to a lot of people, and you're using guts and you have that rapport. Somebody said bonding and rapport before. I think it was Jerry. You have that relationship with someone. Do you think they want you to do business with you if you establish that good relationship?
They do want to do business with you.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They do.
So make money as a realtor, 6%, 6% on a $500,000 property. That's a lot of money, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And what if you don't even sell it? Somebody else sells it for you. You just made yourself 15,000 instead for doing nothing. Just listing the property. I figure when you're doing business, if you were a carpenter, how many tools do you want in your belt? Ooh, Alex, gotta mute you, buddy. Sorry. A carpenter or somebody with a tool belt, do they just have one hammer and that's the only tool on the belt? Or do they have a lot of screwdrivers, wrenches, all kinds of tools, right? If we're in real estate, how many tools should we have to go to the bank today to make more money in 1 month than most people make in 1, 2, or 3 years? Should we have all the tools?
All the tools available to us.
Yes. So if you're doing this business seriously, I say have as many tools as possible. If you're doing the marketing, does everybody here know my rule of 5?
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
5 people a day.
5 people a day. If we talk to 5 people a day and we buyers, sellers, investors, and we play the role of a doctor, what does the doctor say when you walk into the examination room? What does she say to you? What does your doctor say, Sharonda, when you walk in for your annual physical or whatever?
How are you feeling?
How are you? And you say, oh, this hurts, this bothers, this doesn't bother, I feel good, whatever. You have that dialogue, right?
Absolutely.
That's what we need to do with those 5 people a day. Hi. And in the first role play I did with Alan Bryan, did you see, well, why don't you just give it to a realtor? Almost like I'm pushing them away. Did you guys catch that? Why did I do that move?
You were confident and maybe you were trying to see the reason why they didn't go with a realtor initially.
Yeah. What does that force somebody, Sharonda? You're right. When you push them away, gee, why don't you call up a realtor? Or you don't want to do a deal today, even for all cash. Or if I had a great tenant buyer for you with 50,000 cash to put down, and they can pay you $2,500 a month in rent. That isn't what you're looking for, is it, Sharonda?
That rent seems to be reasonable. What can you do for me?
I think if I could produce a deal like that with option money and a good tenant and someone who will hopefully buy your house in the next 12 to 18 months, you wouldn't want to move forward and do this deal right now and get this property producing income, right? That isn't what you're looking for, is it?
That sounds pretty good.
Which means?
I think I would do it. Just explain it to me a little bit more. Are they really going to buy the property?
That's a fair question. Off the role play, was I swinging positive or negative there? Did you catch the nuances in my questions?
Mm-hmm.
What was I doing? Jen Hagen, jump in here. No? It's not working, or he froze? Okay. Why was I going? I was going negative. Everybody picked that up, right? What is that for? Oh, there you are.
I'm here. Were you talking about going to the real estate agent?
When I'm talking to somebody, how come sometimes I ask a question where I'm totally negative? Think of a pendulum. You know, you ever see a grandfather clock with a big pendulum on the bottom? It goes all the way to the left and then all the way to the right. If I go really hard to the left or negative, what's the only other direction it can usually swing?
Swing back to the right.
To the positive.
Back to the positive.
Right. This is a little psychological maneuver. It's a gut, I call it a trigger, a psychological trigger that I use this in guts every day. I'll go positive to get the negative result. I'll go negative to get the positive answer. Okay. I want to have a completely different conversation with people rather than giving that intellectual conversation. You know what I mean by an intellectual conversation? Well, let me tell you about rent to own. Oh, it's wonderful. It does this and this and this. Would it be better with the doctor, back to the doctor's office? Do you want to hear, Sharonda, do you want to hear your doctor tell you about, oh, I went to this medical school and oh, and we're going to take a vacation to Hawaii soon. And we just bought a new car because I'm making all this money. Do you want to hear that from your doctor?
I don't.
Right.
I really don't.
You just want a doctor who cares for you.
Are they skilled? Can they help me?
Sharonda, how do you feel? Like, is anything bothering you? You know
Absolutely.
what? You know what? I have a solution for your back pain here. I have a great physical therapist. I'm going to set you up with a couple appointments and let's see if that works. I'm going to give you a prescription for a very mild sedative to relieve your back pain so you can sleep at night. And maybe between the exercises from the therapist and this mild sedative, I think we can make you good as new. It's worked for a lot of my patients. Are you okay with that diagnosis?
Yes, I would appreciate that.
Don't you love your doctor don't you love people who act like they care for you?
Absolutely.
But when you're dealing with somebody who's giving you a lot of intellectual stuff, gee, look at this car, Miss Ferguson, 0 to 60, 3 seconds. Oh yeah, and the price goes up on Friday. When you hear that kind of salesperson,
I don't want to do business with them. I know that they're trying to sell me. It's just
don't your antennas go up and they're manipulating me?
Absolutely.
Yep, you're right. But when you meet somebody who sounds like they care, like they take a human interest in you, or they tell you a story that's relatable, this is persuasion. This is the stuff that can make you very rich. Speaking to people differently is really good. Let's go back. Who had a role play? Did we answer the role play that we were talking about before? I'm sorry. Who was that? Was that you, Ben? Did we answer your role play there with the consulting?
Yeah, you did. Thanks.
Yeah. Protect yourself. Either call it a consultation or get a real estate license or do the deal yourself as a principal. Those are the solutions. But always get it in writing, baby. Then you got, a verbal agreement in real estate is the old joke is it's not worth the paper it's written on. Anthony says, Claude, do you have an agreement I can use for consulting? Absolutely, Anthony. I just got a little notification here. I have sent my students, I have consulting agreements. Just send me a text in my Skype group or send me a private email. I'll get you. I have a whole bunch of consulting agreements that I can use that I can send to you if you're one of my students. Or you have one of my packages. I'll be glad to send it to you. You want a simple contract that just lays out what the performance is, what the price is that you're going to charge, that you're not acting as their lawyer or their realtor or anything, a little legalese in there, and just says, listen, I'm getting paid to help you with your deal in terms of marketing or something like that. There's no regulations about consulting and sharing knowledge, advice, and opinions with people. Unless you're representing them, then it goes to a real estate license or a law license. Those are the lines you don't cross. And you can make money consulting on a deal. And if they perceive you that you bring value and you care, do you think they mind paying you a fee if you can tell them how to find their own tenant buyer or their own buyer or something like that? You help them set up a marketing plan or something like that. Do you think under the rule of 5, we talk to all these people, do you think we have, are we using our natural resources, our time, knowledge, and energy when we speak to people? Because you call up somebody, okay, I want to do a wholesale deal or a lease purchase deal or whatever's in your, whatever you want. But a lot of people don't want to do that, right? It's kind of a needle in a haystack sometimes. So how about if we make more than one offer? Everybody you speak to, you should make an offer. One of my favorite lines, it's in my book, The Rules of Guts. It's on my webpage. It's the Godfather offer. Who remembers the Godfather offer? What did they say?
An offer you won't
Can't
refuse.
Make them an offer. Make them an offer. They can't. Don't put a dead horse's head on the bed, but make them an offer. Listen, you've got a problem. I think I have a solution for you, Mr. and Mrs. Prospect. Suppose there was a way you could just rent the property and get a better tenant in it, and have maybe a possible buyer who pays you on time, takes care of the minor maintenance, and then you don't have to pay a real estate commission. You wouldn't be interested in learning about that, would you? Maybe I could help you out with that. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Get paid for your time, knowledge, and energy. If they don't want to do a deal with you, find another way to capitalize on speaking to all these people. You can make money, even if you make a little money during the day. Doesn't that add up to the end of the month? Some days I make a little money, some days I make a lot of money. At the end of the month, it's cumulative. It keeps Mrs. Diamond real happy. Guess what happens when you have a happy wife?
Happy life.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, it's just the way, if you're talking to people every day, you're speaking to 5 people a day. I don't care if it's a Walmart greeter or a Starbucks barista. Okay. Oh, I was going to tell a story. I go running. I'm in Colorado now. I was in North Carolina for a couple of months, and out here in the mountains, there's trails through the woods, and we have a free bus service. So I like running downhill, not uphill. And we have really uphills go up to 12,000 feet here, and so I usually run down the hill a couple miles through the woods, and there's a free bus service, and I get on, and there's a bus driver. I see him all the time. And I started talking with this bus driver, and he said, well, what do you do? I said, I'm in real estate and sales training. And I said, oh, he said, oh, I'm in real estate too. Interesting, a bus driver. Okay. The guy was about 72 years old. And I said, oh, what do you do in real estate? He says, well, my wife and I, we've been buying properties and fixing them up. And we're thinking, we're going to retire and move, and we're probably going to sell the homes and everything. What can happen in just a simple what do you think I did next? What would you do?
I would maybe ask him if he has any properties. Just
He
keep
said
the
he has
conversation
5.
going.
He has 5 free and clear properties with tenants in it. And he likes to drive the bus. He likes talking to the people. He likes making a little income on the side. And he's got these 5 properties, and he hinted that, we're going to have to sell them eventually. What would you say to that person next? Is that an opportunity?
How soon are you looking to sell?
We're thinking of moving. Her sister lives in Florida, and we've been in Colorado for a while. We're thinking of moving down there and, just liquidating. All the properties are in Colorado and got good tenants and everything, but I don't want to manage these things from, I don't want to manage them from Florida.
So what if I could buy all 5 properties? Would you be interested in a package deal, maybe?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm not going to retire till probably the end of this year.
Okay. So you're not looking to sell to the end of the year?
Well, I don't know. I guess we could talk about it. Do you have a card or something, or?
Yes, I do. I can give you my phone number.
I got to pull off and let these people off the bus. Hold on 1 second. Okay. You only got seconds. Okay.
Right.
Now, guy's driving a big long bus. Okay. It's a free commuter bus. He stops every quarter, half mile, picks up people, drops them off. What do you do, Jerry?
I would consider talking about the property, give him my phone number.
There you go. Yeah. You get his phone number.
Get his phone number and try to get a time frame he's looking to sell, or could he send me some information on the properties?
Right. So what's my point? Why did I bring up this story, which really happened, by the way? My word of honor, this really happened. What's the point of this story?
Talk to people.
Talk to people. You just never know where that next opportunity is going to come from. 5 free and clear properties from a guy who wants to move soon. I might pick up all 5, they're in good areas.
And you have a good relationship going because you see him all the time driving
Exactly.
the bus.
Exactly. Talk to people. You talk to people. We're in the business of getting people to like and trust us. We have to instigate conversations.
Right.
Not only with I know we all do our marketing and we're doing scraping and all the other things we do, but do you think in a day-to-day, there's opportunities out there?
Yeah.
Yes.
How about if I had a listing? How about if I had a property and the listing expired? Last thing before we go here, we're running out of time here. If I had a property and the listing expired and you found my phone number, what would you say to me? You don't know me or anything, but you know my listing just expired. What would you say to me? Who wants to do this role play?
What do you say? Like, are you still interested in selling?
Okay, ring, ring. Hello.
Hey, Claude, this is Henry. I realized that you have an expired listing. I'm just wondering, are you still interested in selling your property?
Yeah, I am. Are you a realtor? I've gotten, since the listing expired, I've had 10 realtors call me today.
Unfortunately, Claude, I'm not a realtor, but however, I can still help you out. Are you interested in hearing how I can help you?
Well, it's like I said, are you one of these guys who, you want to steal my home or whatever? Because
First, no, I will never try to steal your home. I'm not trying to do that at all. I'll actually try to help you. And if you like my help, I can tell you how I can go about helping you. Would that be something you're interested in?
yeah, could you, yeah, sure. But I got to leave real soon. So we're going to have to move a little fast here. Boom. Off the role play. That was good. What would be the guts question to ask him at the beginning? Guts is a completely different sales system. Okay, you did it very nicely. Okay, I'm not being critical here. You got me into a conversation, but did you hear in my voice you're the 10th guy to call me? Is that real world?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would be what would be a question to ask him to get him to start talking to you?
Why is it still for sale?
That's good.
Why haven't you done any deal, made a deal with any of them?
No, I had a bad realtor or something like that. What's a guts question to get me talking?
But are you too busy to get a big check for your house today?
What? What did you say? A check?
Oh, okay.
Are you too busy to speak to get a big check for your house today?
Well, yeah. Who are you? What's this about?
Well, I am an investor, Claude, and I see that your house just recently expired. Here, what I want to do here is ask you a few questions. You ask me a few, and if you think I'm not a good fit, you can just tell me to get lost. I'm okay with that.
That's good. That's good. You know what the guts move is, Alex? You ready? Ring, ring. Say hello.
Hello, who's this?
Whoa, you sound like you're having a bad day. Should I call back later?
Oh no, are you like another realtor calling me today?
No,
like
I'm not. This is Claude. What happened, by the way? What happened?
A realtor's been calling me all day for the past week.
That house should have sold in a New York minute, man. There's nothing wrong with it, right?
Well, this sorry ass realtor couldn't sell it, so.
You wouldn't want to sell it today, right?
Sure. What's your offer?
How do you? Your last name is Bolden, Mr. Alex. Is that with 2 L's or 1? Because I got a check in front of me here.
1.
Well, 1 L. Okay, BOLD. Okay.
Hopefully the check is written for 300,000.
What would happen if I did that? What would you say to me next?
Well, I would like to move forward if I can get 300,000.
Oh, and you're
That's
the
what it's
person.
worth.
Are you the person in authority to make that decision unilaterally?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
yes, sir.
Good. I'm talking to the boss. That's great. Hey, can I just ask you a couple of quick questions on this property so I know what I'm buying first? Is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, you're a gentleman, sir. Thank you. Boom. That's gut selling. A little bit different. Okay. The question, the real thing is, I'd call somebody up and say, "What happened?" And Alex just went right into explaining. Some people say, "What do you mean? What happened? Who are you? What's this all about?" I said, "I can't understand why your home didn't sell. I'm looking at it on Zillow right now. It's beautiful. That home should have sold. What's wrong with it? There's nothing wrong with it, is there?"
No, there isn't.
I didn't think so. Why? How long you been in that home, Alex?
10 years.
stay another 10. It'll only go up in value. You know, you don't really want to sell it, do you?
Well, yes, I do. I have to sell it.
When you say have to, what do you mean?
Well, we have already relocated and bought a new house due to a new job, so I am paying 2 mortgages.
Oh, that's a big, it happened to a friend of mine. He ended up going bankrupt with those 2 mortgages. I understand. But you got plenty of time, right? 6, 12 months. This is not something you have to do right away, is it?
No, I'm paying 2 mortgages. I need to get rid of this house.
Oh, you're paying 2 mortgages already. Oh, wow. That's not, that's not too stressful, is it?
Very stressful.
I can imagine what that, I'd be up at night worrying about money. That's the worst feeling in the world. But that's just me. That's your problem. That's not bothering you, right?
Oh, yes, it is.
Okay. Off the role play. Do you see my style here? You don't have to, you don't have to, God forbid it, duplicate my personality, but but you see the flow, the questions I ask and how I do it. What am I trying to do? Engage him in a conversation and make him emotional.
Yeah.
Rather than say, hey, I'd like to talk to you about lease purchasing today. Best thing since the English muffin.
Right.
Then what do they do when you bring up, they ask you all those questions or they dismiss you, right?
Yep.
Who's in control?
Prospect is in control. Is they're the ones asking all of the questions.
That's right. Should the doctor ask the questions or the patient? Maybe both.
The doctor.
Yeah. Who should be in control?
The doctor.
The salesperson, the doctor. So you play the role of doctor. Hey, did we learn something today? I've got to go. We went a little long here today. Was it fun? Did it move?
It was fun. It was fun. Thanks, Claude.
Is everybody going to talk? Everybody going to speak to 5 prospects today?
Yeah, I'm sending out a text flag within the next 30 minutes.
Just talk to people. Have fun with the conversation. Don't take it serious. Have fun with it. Ask questions. Use your wonderful sense of humor, and then make an offer and see what happens. And then follow up. Save your notes and do follow up. Next time we talk, we'll talk about my follow-up system too. Hey, have a great day, everybody. Have fun. Make some money. Thanks for all the participation.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you.
Take care, everybody.